And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man you've all been waiting for, the self-proclaimed enemy of the state, ex-convict and seeker of truth. Please put your hands together for the 3%er.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today. I've got a special presentation. It's a paper that I wrote, and it's entitled Value of Life or Authority. People often subscribe to Darwin's outlandish notion that life exists due to the composition of certain matter, and in which ways that matter supports and reacts with other matter. The primordial soup joined with just the right atoms, molecules, and aminos to produce what we know as life. I contest this notion and further assert it to be a horrific lie that serves no other purpose than to randomize and objectify the intrinsic value of human life. If life came to be life simply due to molecular organization, then why is it that if I have a heart attack right now, I may die? All the molecules necessary to promote life still exist within me, and yet life has ceased? It is of unwavering importance that we as human beings understand that life is transcendent and does not simply exist in the composition of matter. To buy into the opposing lie is to place the value of human life and all that goes with it in the three-dimensional, five-sensory reality of the physical. The three-dimensional, physical, five-sensory world is one of material. And to place the value of human life in this material world is to make human life a material possession with a material value. There was a time when I believed that all men were created equal and shared the same rights and liberties. As I grew, however, I came to discover that some were more equal than others. How could this be? How could some be more equal? Were they truly, or did they believe a lie and convince others it was true? It's very simple. There exist those that have placed all life in the material world and assigned a value to that life. They have valued their lives over the lives of others and created such lies as authority and laws to fulfill the ideals set forth in those lies by threat of force. There exist those who claim they have authority to enact laws that all men other than themselves must abide by. Those with this alleged authority also claim to have the authority to enforce these laws on those other than them by means of violence, often followed by robbery, imprisonment, and death. You may be asking what this has to do with the value of life. Your life has been given a monetary value and is realized through all the taxes you pay to those with authority whose lives is of more value than yours. Your freedom has been given a value and is realized in the costs associated with the penalties of violating any of the hundreds of thousands of laws that you may break. From parking tickets to speed traps, to traffic law, civil law, criminal law, vagrancy law, federal laws, municipal laws, state laws. Your freedom has a price, and it is the value associated with citations, restitutions, court costs, attorney costs, supervision and jailing costs, and fines and other legal fees. That's actually how it appears on the documents, legal fees. Your life has been given a value by those more valuable than you, in that this nation has more people in its prisons than any other nation in the world, and the lives of those people have been given an annual monetary value. The Vera Institute of Justice released a study in 2012 that found the aggregate cost of prisons in 2010 in the 40 states that participated was $39 billion. The annual average taxpayer, that's you, cost in these states was $31,286 per inmate. They must be living real good up there. I don't even make that much. Every single aspect of your life is governed by the threat of force to enforce laws allegedly in place by the existence of the superiority of one entity over another equal entity. If you refuse to pay your hard-earned money to those with the authority to take it, they will take it, and your property, by armed force, and kill or imprison you with impunity. Exercise your fundamental human right to travel with your own personal conveyance without having given up, via registration, its ownership, and see it impounded. See it stolen by force when you are drugged from your conveyance by armed thugs. See yourself beaten, jailed, or even shot and killed for refusing to produce a piece of plastic with your corporate identity, as if by some means mere plastic defines and empowers the man. See your doors smashed in by militarized cult members, over-encumbered by armament and tactical gear if you should so much as possess a plant another human on the other side of the country decided you couldn't possess. Be shot and killed when it's discovered that you possess a firearm those who are more valuable than you said you couldn't. See your children being taught to submit to police in third-grade classes in this nation of freedom. Take your case to the Capitol steps 50,000 strong and see your voice accomplish nothing against the 200 inside. Be stupid enough to believe there is any measure of difference in political parties and do your part every 4 years to ensure we all still have a master. Buy into this lie of authority and continue to support the criminals that are robbing you and your neighbor for every fucking dollar you earn because it's okay as long as it's the law, right? Be stupid enough to believe in some old piece of paper a bunch of dead guys signed, as if it gives power to anybody to transgress anybody else. Continue to be so fucking weak that you would abdicate your own security and accountability and that of others around you to a malicious, militarized, third-party cult that doesn't give a shit about you or your family. The value of life has been established by those who claim authority but really only possess force. This lie has been able to exist because you're too damn focused on your makeup, too damn focused on the Kardashians as if they are your own family, too damn focused on the football game, too focused on the new edition of Bubble Bash, too focused on Facebook and worrying about what somebody other than you is doing, too distracted to know or even care about what is going on is what it's fucking called. I see a lot of people out there today on Facebook right now as I'm giving this speech. They're probably pretty mad at me. In closing, I say to understand the value of life. When you know the value of life itself, you understand the value of your own life and ultimately that of others. At such a time, one realizes the equality of the human entity one to another, then that one will see what is happening in this world to his or her fellows. He will know with no equivocation that the actions perpetrated against himself and his countrymen is not that of this illusory authority, but of the force to actualize monetary value for those in control. It is known that even though ideas cannot be killed, and therefore the solution is not physical revolution, that perpetration of violence will at all times be answered by greater degrees of defense, and that those who seek to materialize and destroy life are themselves deserving of death. Thank you.